Okay, we're back. This is probably 20 minutes after Xander Schauffele just won his first major at Valhalla Golf Club at the PGA Championship. I want to say congrats to Xander and a huge congrats to our guy, Austin Kaiser, his caddy. He's a grinder, for what
Yep.
I'm told. We saw him at the Arnold Palmer, talked with him for maybe 10 minutes, like a full on like conversation, while Xander was practicing his chipping on Wednesday at the API. So crazy week. There are so much we can go into, which we will go into now, but this is a very fresh topic on our mind. But what were your initial reactions, takeaways from the PGA Championship? Just give me what you got.
Well, I think it's very fair to start with that. I'm not going to say that Xander broke through because he has won many PGA tournaments,
Yeah.
but you have seen time and time again in these majors, like for example, in 2021, the Masters, and like even dating back to when he had the co-lead in 2018 at the British Open. So my initial reaction is that Xander finally proved to some of the naysayers, which kind of includes me because I wasn't even on him this week. And he finally got his first major and kind of got like a little like monkey off his back as well. So I feel like that's my definitely like initial first reaction when I saw his putts swirl in on the 72nd hole.
Yeah. I mean, my reaction was primarily like Xander. He said time in. I think he said this all year that he knows like he's going to win. He hasn't won since the
Right.
Scottish Open and the Travelers when he won back to back in 2022. So that's a year and a half of not getting a win. No one doubts Xander's ability to play golf. He's one of the
Uh-huh.
most consistent golfers out there. I've been on him all year. Had him at like the Masters. Didn't do it there. Kind of had some like FOMO. I was like, Xander's gonna be in the mix this week. It's just
Mhm.
like, can he win? And like at that
Right.
14-1 number, I didn't want to take it. You know, he proves us all like wrong. But I think he says time and time every time. He always says that he's going to win. It's just a matter of time and when
Right.
and where. And it came true this week, and I'm happy for him. I mean, it was a great tournament. There were some people that doubt Valhalla as
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
a major golf course, but I think overall, like an incredible finish by Xander, and he's arguably the second best player in like the world behind
Yeah.
Scottie Scheffler. So happy for him. Not
Mhm.
shocked, but I'm
I am
glad
too.
that the narratives can just those they're still gonna like be there, but he definitely proved us all wrong and stuff. But what did you like going into 18 and he has his shot, his tee shot goes and like he has like a bad stance. Like what were you kind of thinking in that moment?
Yeah. I mean, I think it definitely, well, it evidently showed that like it was a little
Yeah.
better than like how people were reacting and like how it was like shown. Um, because like he still had like a very clean lie. It was just like the
Yeah.
stance, and we have to remember that these guys are the cream of the crop golfers. So it's like I didn't really have like much doubt. He hit that really good shot though
Yeah.
on the second shot on 18 there. And then I'm not going to say there was never a doubt, but I feel like we've seen with Xander, his short game, especially this season, has got a lot better. And him putting that to, I think, no laying up said it was like just outside 6 feet. And then as I said, the putts swirling in at the end. So I'd say a little concern, but after that like incredible second shot, I felt like it was pretty straightforward for him.
Well, it's also he. It's if it was a par four, you're like,
Right.
oh crap! Like he has to make, like he needs a birdie to win par to force a playoff. So like
Right.
it being a par five and it's the easiest hole, I'm like, okay, he just has to hit an iron to whatever number he wants. He had a way
Yeah.
better shot than I thought. I thought he's gonna like hit it,
Hmm.
be like
Yeah.
40 yards out and try to get
I did.
up and down from there. So there wasn't really that much doubt with this shot. Uh, but as you said, like he has a world class short game. Bryson, Hovland, like they don't have like the greatest like short game. So I think with Xander, like people were texting me like, "What are you thinking?" I'm like, he's gonna get up and down. Like he's done it
Yeah.
all week.
Right.
He's made he made one birdie or one bogey in round four. He made a double in round three, so that's two bogeys. Made one in round two, and then didn't
I
make
don't
a
think.
bogey in round one. So I mean he only had he had two bogeys and one double bogey, which kind of is why he won. I mean he just scrambles so well, makes little mistakes, and just plays like his game is built for a major. The way that he plays, he's very smart, very like calculated. Doesn't really take on a lot of risks. So So I would say that like his scrambling ability really set him apart from
Yeah.
others, which
I think so too.
it's not a hard it wasn't a hard course, but you still got to put yourself in positions, and he did the entire week. Uh, but what I mean, so I mean, for people that are listening who follow my Twitter content, I my four outrights were Brooks 16-1. Morikawa was at 28-1. Bryson was 28-1. Hovland was 45-1. I also had a future on him at 22-1, which bad number. Uh, but pretty painful for me to watch. I had what three guys in the top five. I mean Bryson almost forced like
Yep.
a playoff. So Hovland had a chance on 18, misses birdie putt, then he misses par putt, which did not matter at all. But pretty painful. I'm glad that the process was all like there. I mean, you're on Colin Morikawa. I was on Bryson and Brooks. Hovland at like 45-1 he set up so well for this course. And then
Right.
when I heard he was coming back with Joe Mayo, I was like, I need to put some more money on him at 45-1. So kind of with Bryson, Hovland, Morikawa, I guess start with like Bryson. Like, what were your thoughts all week on Bryson?
Yeah, so I also bet on a lot of the outrights that you had as well. Like I bet on all four of those. But with Bryson, I thought you broke it down very well last podcast. Like the course definitely fit his style of game, just super long. It's kind of like a ball striker's course, as we saw. The greens weren't very contoured, so it was a lot of very straightforward
Yeah.
putts. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really expect him to win. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did you say that like your like official pick was Brooks or was it DeChambeau?
I mean, I didn't really I wouldn't really
Okay.
say. So I guess it was probably Bryson. Like
Yeah.
Ricky texted me and he was like, "Who should I bet on?" And I told him bet on Bryson.
Right.
I
Hmm.
mean, it's just Brooks
Yeah.
was more of a number play. I mean, he was
Right.
like, I mean, well we like profit boost him, but like I think he ended up at like 16-1, which
Yeah. I think that's
like
where it was. Yeah.
my reasoning was compared in that range was I was never on. I couldn't take Scheffler at 4-1. Could not take Rory at like 7-1. Rom and it was honestly between Brooks and Xander, but my reasoning for taking Brooks over Xander is that why would I bet Xander at 14-1 if I can get Brooks at a better number who he fits as well as Xander here
Yeah.
and has won before? The only thing against Koepka was, is he really gonna win again? Like, is he really gonna get his sixth major this fast and go back to back again for the third time in his career? So that was, why I, didn't really.
Okay.
Not that I didn't think Koepka was gonna win, but that was my take, which was a bad take because Xander did win. So I don't know if Brooks was a official, but when people texted me who they should bet, I told them to bet Bryson. So I would probably say Bryson was my pick, but
Okay.
but I mean, like, he played. I mean, Bryson, like, for a while, like, I was on him. Like, this is like the perfect course for him. Big ballpark, drives it a ton, very far. And he made some putts, but, he fell short, obviously. But I think, honestly, my main takeaway about Bryson is that the TV coverage barely showed him. Round 1, round 2, round 3 did not show him, and I don't understand why they didn't, because Bryson moves the needle in a way that we need a younger audience in golf. Like, the average age is probably like really is pretty old. So I think it was baffling to me, which I posted on Twitter a lot, but not having Bryson on the coverage for the first couple rounds, who he shows emotion, hits it really far. He lets it all out. And for him, with his presence on YouTube too, the younger fans not having him on, because I don't know why, maybe because he doesn't play on the PGA Tour anymore, but just watch him today is that, like, it's just, I miss Bryson. That's what I have to say. And, he's the content king. That's what I keep calling him. He's the content king. But let's transition to our boy Hovland. Sunday night, or I think on Tuesday it comes out. KBB of No Laying Up writes an article about what Hovland has been dealing with, going through a ton of different coaches. He loves to get different opinions. He fired or maybe not fired, but let go of his coach Joe Mayo earlier this year. Hasn't played that well this year. Comes out on Tuesday after KBB releases that article on Tuesday. He also reports that Hovland saw Joe Mayo Sunday night and part of Monday.
Yeah.
And then he puts up this performance. So, what were your kind of thoughts on Hovland today?
I was pleasantly surprised with him. I feel like before the tournament, there was definitely a reason why Hovland was 45-1.
Yeah.
If you said in January Hovland's going to be 45-1 to win the PGA, I don't think a lot of golf fans would believe that. I'm a big form guy. I just trust golfers a lot more who have been playing well, leading up to the tournament. So my play on Hovland was based on the value. I definitely didn't expect him to be in one of the final groups on Sunday and have a putt to not force a playoff as we saw, but
to get the clubhouse lead.
To make it a lot more interesting. But I'm I would say that we're both Viktor Hovland fans as well, and it's very good to see him playing well in a big event again. So I don't really have much more to say than that about that. I also acknowledge that he's with Joe Mayo again, which obviously helped him a lot. But it's just pleasantly surprising to see him being in the mix of a big tournament again, because he hasn't had the results. So
did he shoot an 80 or 80 or a 79 or 80 in round 2 at the Masters? I mean, he had that 3 or 4 putt on the par 5 uh,
Yeah.
at Augusta. My preseason pick was Hovland and Bryson because they
Right.
just fit this course so well. And it was good to see Hovland back. He
Hmm.
is a ball striker. He flushes it. So having him and Bryson were like, that was the pairing. Because
Yeah.
Morikawa made one birdie, and that was on hole
Yep.
18.
Oh, yeah.
Xander, Thigala, and Shane Lowry weren't even shown for the last like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Thigala kind
Yeah.
of fell apart. I think it was, I think like you have to go through these like growing pains of a major. I thought like it was probably too soon, but I love Thigala
Yeah.
for his future. But
Yeah.
Bryson and Victor delivered for this tournament because they really like saved it because there really wasn't being paired too. I feel like if you ask Bryson or Hovland about their pairing, I would say that they probably both like fed off each other. They
Yeah.
both were playing it really well,
Yes.
and they're both kind of just like striving for that.
100%.
So yeah, it was great to see Hovland,
Yes.
Bryson.
I was.
Not surprising. Kind of a good showing for myself in that regard. Let's talk about the course. So
Yeah.
TPC Valhalla is what a lot of people are saying. TPC Valhalla Craig Ranch, Hala, all these different jokes. Personally, for me, I do agree that the course isn't hard because the greens, there's not a lot of why I
Yeah.
was like, I don't like
And like,
certain guys this week because
yeah.
rough, it's more just like fairway around it, and it's hard to get up and down. So something
Right.
that coming in, which we all knew, I didn't think it would be this high scoring. We saw Rory, I think, won at 16 under, so I thought it'd probably be like 16, 17
Yeah.
in that range. But Valhalla, just by that, probably was a major criticism. But when I had Ryan on, is that the course, it's definitely challenging, and it's a test. However, like it produces great tournaments. So you
Right.
have like the two where like the course isn't great, but the course delivers with these big time players in it and big time like finishes.
Yeah. And I definitely agree with that. Like, the hate was definitely a little too far. Like, it's obviously a little like I don't think concerning is the right word, but like a bit like weird how like a major championship can be
Yeah,
won in the 20s, which is very odd. But like I obviously like wouldn't want to come back here like anytime soon. I feel like
right. Yeah,
because I like giving these like major courses and like some other courses on the PGA tour, which I could definitely go on a rant about that, about how they just play the same
yeah,
courses every year. And then I also could go on a rant about next year, but I'm not. But yeah, I think you said it best. This course was built to favor the guys who hit it long and straight back in the 80s and the 90s, which there
yeah,
were very minimal players that were capable of doing that. And now you have Bryson DeChambeau hitting was it a 6 iron
yeah,
into a 600-yard par
yeah,
five? Like, I love how Valhalla produces great tournaments, but it's just too easy for a major, and there's nothing they can really do about the conditions besides recontouring the greens, which
yeah.
is obviously very hard. Um, but but I thought you said it best.
Well,
Like just like very like straightforward. So
yeah. I mean, I think I don't think anyone can deny that take. I mean, but with the PGA of America, I mean, I would say in the last 5 years, like if you rank the four majors and how we've had finishes, would you say that the PGA Championship is probably has deliver like the best
I think so.
finishes in
Yeah.
the last like 5 years. You have Xander like this year. You had JT with Mito Pereira. You had
Hill,
Phil Akiwa takes down Brooks Koepka
the
with that huge
more,
scene.
yeah, the
Morikawa
more
was pretty
hollow
decent,
one. Uh-huh.
but yeah, that was pretty decent. I mean, there also weren't really well. That was COVID, so like there were
Yeah.
no fans, but like still a great tournament. And then I guess like Brooks had a couple, and then JT in 2017 at Quail Hollow was
Well, yeah.
decent. So say what you want about the course, as we said, it was a great finish. No one's going to care about the course. People care about what happens on the golf course, and it does it deliver, and it certainly did. Um, so I guess that's our take on Valhalla as a course. And as you said, I'm not rushing to get back here.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what they do. They like to have like a long golf course and thick rough, which next year's at Quail Hollow, then the following year's at our backyard at Ronmick, which will play very similar because Keegan Bradley, I was just looking, he
Yeah.
won the BMW in 2018 at like 21 under.
Yeah.
So might be
Yeah.
a similar setup. I'm not going to complain because that'll be our first major in the Philadelphia area since 2013, where
Right.
Justin Rose won. He beat Phil at
Oh,
Marion. So definitely exciting stuff with the PGA
yeah.
and the majors. I think
It is.
we have to talk about Friday morning. So
Oh boy.
we don't produce round by round, day by day podcasts with Punker Bunker. We do it, as people know, every Monday morning these come out. So this is our first reaction on camera about what happened with Scottie Scheffler. What are your thoughts on the whole situation, and also like how like he also like played and maybe that factored in?
Yeah. So first, I just wanted to say I thought it was a fake report when I woke up and saw it. I'm sure a lot of people can
Yeah,
relate. But yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone knows by now what the situation is, so I'm not really going to go into that much detail about what happened. I'll stick to how he responded and played. It was definitely impressive on Friday. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he shot a 66 on Friday, which was extremely impressive after he said he was doing stretches
yeah,
in a jail cell 2 hours before that. And then on Saturday, obviously, he was over par. And I believe he said after the round, it was a lot of mental fatigue. I'm sure a lot of people saw that his caddy, Cody Scott, was home for his daughter's graduation on Saturday. I'm sure that had some
yeah,
part in him playing a little rough on Saturday. But he did fire a 6 under today, which was a very good way to finish off the tournament. So I'll let you talk about it more. But I thought it was pretty impressive getting a top 10 after he was literally incarcerated Friday morning. So,
yeah. I mean, I got up around like 8 and saw my phone blow up, and Riley texted me. She was like, "Is this like true?" I'm like, "Why is Riley texting me about like golf?" So, and kind of seeing him and everything that transpired, it was pretty serious stuff. I mean, like a morning of a major, we had a tragedy at Valhalla,
right.
which, it's,
Prayers out there.
thoughts and prayers to that, to the family, but, it was just a crazy situation, probably one of the craziest things in golf ever, have a player get arrested, in a jail cell. It was prime golf Twitter. People are sending his mugshot,
Oh, yeah.
the charges, and people are tweeting everything.
It was
And
crazy.
I thought in the end it was a horrible situation for Scotty. now people will make the jokes that, well, Scottie got arrested this week when he shouldn't have, and people will probably go down that road at some point. But overall, crazy like situation. I feel for him, but if there's anyone that could like come back from that, it's like Scottie Scheffler. I thought he did great in his press conference after round 2. Kind of, he made sure he was like, thoughts and prayers to
Right.
the like family, doing stretches in like his jail cell. He asked like a police officer, like, can you just like sit like with me just to like keep me like calm?
Uh-huh.
So just a crazy whole like situation. And one morning that I will remember forever being in like the golf space right now. And it kind of begs the question about, I know I saw Big Cat tweet this, because when Scottie Scheffler shot 2 over, which I think is his first over par round in like forever. He didn't have like that. Big Cat tweeted, is Scottie Scheffler a system golfer? So it is like crazy. Like I know that Ted Scott is very involved with Scottie Scheffler. I don't know to what extent and like really what like he does, but Ted is very involved with Scottie. I thought having him not on the bag definitely made a difference, and with everything going on off the course too. But it is crazy how like a caddy could have that much of a difference. Like I think you joke that John Ellis is like the most valuable caddy, and I think, and now Ted is showing that same argument right now.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty interesting stuff. So, but kind of, we can wrap up the pod, but kind of any final takeaways from this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered it all pretty well. It was a very fun and entertaining major, to say the least, and a very deserving winner as well.
Yeah.
Schauffele definitely needed that for himself, even though he was very like mellow and nonchalant about it,
Yeah.
like Saturday night. Just like, I'm not like sure exactly what he said, but he was just like very calm, cool, and collected the whole round as well. And I mean, as you said, our good friend Austin Kaiser had him in control as well. And yeah, that duo is a force to be reckoned with, and I am really looking forward to Pinehurst and the carnage that can happen. So
yeah, I mean, Pinehurst will be hard.
Super
but
hard.
I mean, to recap the week, even though I didn't hit a outright this week, I did hedge a little bit on Xander, so not like the worst. But having Bryson, Hovland, Morikawa all in like the mix was a lot of fun. I'm glad that like our process was there. We did pretty well in our other pool that we're in, and I believe. Do you think I won the pool with Ethan, Evan, and
I
Dewey?
think so.
Yeah, so definitely made some money this week. And I want to also give a shout out to my roommates, Spencer and Eli, who are big fans. They got me these balls with the Scottie Scheffler logo that was made by the tour when they retweeted me. So I got nice Pro V1s, and then they made a ball marker with it too. So, which is very funny because they gave this to me Friday morning. So it came like Thursday night, and they gave it to me Friday. Very funny that Scottie Scheffler went through all of this, and then they put the logo on ball. So one of my favorite birthday gifts. So that is the episode. Pretty crazy finish. It was a wild week, great week. Thanks for coming back on, Justin. I think maybe we'll do a in-person pod since I'll be home for the holiday.
Maybe like and subscribe.
Yeah. So I guess some of our content will be overseas. Justin is going on a trip to Europe next Sunday, and then I'll be there. So we'll be doing some U.S. Open content in Madrid. So pretty fun stuff. We'll be with our friend Ethan Weissman,
Yeah.
who hopefully is listening to this. Shout out to the Big E.
Shout out.
Great week.
Shout out.
Great week of golf, and let's keep killing it. Thanks for coming on, Justin.
Appreciate it.